And we welcome you, everyone, to Robbinsville High School. We got A-Town cranking in one spot. We got the background music on another. And we got the Lady Knights on the court getting warmed up for tonight's conference matchup against the visitors from Clay County, the Hayesville Lady Jackets are in town tonight in Robbinsville. And this is the Gramstar Sports Network, your exclusive home for Robbinsville athletics all year long and beyond. First meeting between these two programs this year. Robbinsville has run up a 2-0 gamut in the Smoky Mountain Conference this season. Meanwhile, Hayesville 1-1 in divisional play. They defeated Swain County in 4 sets, but fell to Cherokee in 3 last week. Senior Aubrey Wachacha will be serving for Robbinsville as we get back with you live on the Gramstar Sports Network. Set 1 coming your way in just a short. We thank you for being with us wherever you may be tuned in. Action is off and running here in Robbinsville. It's a kill for Tia Hall, and the Robbinsville Lady Knights are fired up about that. 1-0 Lady Knights. Wachacha with 9 aces last Thursday against Andrews. That was a sweep for Robbinsville, and you see why those are such tough serves to defend. Back row dig will save it for Robbinsville, and a return by Liz Carpenter here in our opening stanza. Been a while, fans. Been about 2 weeks or so since we've actually seen Robbinsville here at home. We popped in for a visit on the road last Tuesday at Murphy. Blocked by Barlow. How about Hayesville to scramble and keep it alive? Hall again. It is out. Hayesville will get the nod. 1-1 here in set 1 on GramstarSports.com. Only other telecast that we for sure are going to have on the air for you this week, fans, is going to come your way Thursday. We got JV football action here on Gramstar Sports at low cost of $0.00. Robbinsville Murphy JV football will kick off on Bob Colvinfield at 6 p.m. Carpenter's kill attempt goes out. And it's 2-1 Lady Jackets. Tammy Dills always has her Hayesville teams amped up and finely tuned. They made the second round of the state playoffs last year despite finishing 4th in the conference standings. Finished the year 13-11. Overall, second round loss at Uwharrie Charter Academy after defeating Cornerstone Academy in 5 sets in round 1. And nice spike in the middle there will give Robbinsville the nod back. It's 3-2. As we said, Robbinsville coming off a sweep over Andrews on... There's an ace. How about that? They thought that one was going to go out. Got it served by Carpenter. Makes it 4-2. Andrews visit on Thursday. Robbinsville will not have another match this week. Next week, not so much. It's going to be a very busy, packed schedule. Little smoky matchups. We'll have Highlands here on Monday. Blue Ridge School will be here on Tuesday. We'll have both those games for you here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Big kill by the senior outside hitter to Lady Brooms. 5-2 here in set 1. Kevin Hensley and the esteemed Audrey Colvin bringing you tonight's telecast of Lady Jackets and Lady Knights. Volleyball blocked in the middle by Barlow, snuffed out by the Jackets. But her smack over the middle, unable to be defended. It's 6-2. Robbinsville really in a groove here in the early going. Freshman Novi Dutcher making her varsity debut tonight. You see her over on the bench, number 10. Robbinsville needing some bodies here tonight. She played the JV matchup and came right back. That one smacked into the net. Ran into the locker room long enough to put on a varsity jersey. And here she is. Reception by Olivia Giddens on the back row for Hayesville. Barlow sets. How about that? Brooms with a nice spike. And Giddens now from the back row will get it back over the net. Pushed by Wren Hooper, the setter for the Lady Knights. And that one will go off of the outstretched hands of Brooms. And that ends a 5-0 run for Robbinsville, 7-3 Knights still have the advantage. Riley Krieger, a sophomore outside hitter, with a jump serve. Surrey Waddy dives and saves it. And that time, Brooms with a nice kill. Brittany Jack dove for it. Couldn't get there. 8-3 here in our opening set. Spike in the middle. And that one will drop in front of Waddy. 8-4 your score. Here's libero Phoebe Patilia. She's a junior for Hayesville. Battle at the net. Brooms pass to Hooper, back to Brooms. Kill attempt goes awry. Spike. Carpenter gets it on the back row. Brooms runs in again, and that one just a little bit out. Well, that was close. 8-5 your score now here in set 1. Carpenter receives. Pass from Hooper to Brooms. Blocked in the middle immediately. And Robbinsville scrambled just enough to save it. Outside hitter Olivia Giddens with the return. Machacha bumps it back over for Robbinsville. Step by Carpenter. Here comes Brooms. And it's blocked. And it looks like Delaney Brooms is going to contest the call from up top. And I guess the battle's not going to be won. 8-6 will be the nod here in Robbinsville. It's our third live stream of the day. We're a little taxed at the very least. School board meeting this morning. Robbinsville Alderman meeting at 2. And now we're here for volleyball. It's a good way to end the evening, but it's deadline day. We'll make sure, no matter what it takes, the Graham Star will be out on newsstands as scheduled. We'll recap it all, including all the latest Robbinsville sports coverage and the best you'll find around in this week's edition, available tomorrow afternoon. 9-6 here in set 1. Claire Barlow, junior, serving for Robbinsville. Blocked by Hooper, and Wachacha will get defended. Barlow dove, couldn't save Giddens' shot. 9-7. Hooper sets. Wachacha with a big spike. Boy, they weren't ready for that. Aubrey Wachacha got up off the floor for that one. And Robbinsville in double digits now is 10-7 here on GrahamStarSports.com. Senior Delaney Brooms will serve. And get an ace right off the bat. Nothing to sneeze at. It's 11-7 here in set number 1. Brooms serving again. Pass from Hooper. Brooms will leap from the back row and find an open shot. Wow, right back corner of the court opened up. Hayesville playing up, 12-7. Brooms made them pay. Hooper back to Liz Carpenter on the left side. Nicely done. Barlow gets it right back over for the Lady Knights. Chacha finds Lily Trout on the back row. Push return by Ava Shook. Blocked by Aubrey Wachacha. How about that? 13-7 here in set number 1. That one off Wachacha's left wrist. Fired by Briley Krieger for the back row. Makes 13-8. And that's Olivia Giddens at the service line for the Lady Jackets. Carpenter push. Hayesville scrambles but recovers. Gets it back over to Robbinsville. Quick 1-2 punch by Hooper and Carpenter. Now returned by Shook. And Hooper tried some chicanery at the net. 13-9. Boy, Giddens squeaks that one over. Jackets in double digits now. 13-10. Pass from Hooper. Wachacha returns. Les Carpenter hits it out. Jackets have cut it to a 2-point deficit here in the first set. Nice reception by Brooms. Trout to Raylan Taylor, and Taylor hits it into the nosebleeds. Eventually, Graham County Sheriff's Office finest Matt Cox will slow it down. 14-11. Olivia Lewis is in the game now, junior defensive specialist for Robbinsville. And Brooms couldn't handle that one. Hayesville staying close, 14-12. Probably not getting talked about enough right now. Hayesville is on a 10-6 run to rally back from a 5-point deficit in the early going. At the line is Madison Moore, junior middle hitter for the Jackets. Cha-cha push, and that was a good idea as Krieger was coming in to play at the net, but it went out. It's a 1-point ball game here in set number 1. More with another good serve. Carpenter and Wachacha handle it for Robbinsville. Pass from Brooms to Hooper. Here's Carpenter blocked at the net. Ball still alive. Waddy pass. Wachacha backhanded tip. And a kill attempt that time. Hayesville playing on. Well, Delaney Brooms crawled out for that one, and we're all tied up here on the Grimstar Sports Network. 14-14 your score. Wachacha bumps that one out. Advantage goes back to Robbinsville. And we're back to the top of the rotation with Aubrey Wachacha set to serve again for the Lady Knights. Well, they had her defended well in the back row. Carpenter just dropped that one. Nobody moved for the Jackets. 16-14. Good crowd here tonight on a Tuesday evening in Robbinsville. Billy Trout handles that one, but the Jackets, well, they almost coughed it up. Here's Hooper to Barlow. And Barlow put a little too much on it. 16-15 is the score. Substitution coming. Ava Shook will leave the game. Brittany Jack will come in the rotation to serve. Boy, what a big punch by Liz Carpenter. Hayesville plays it out. Good work by the Jackets. Here's Barlow. Boy, what a good read in the air. Claire Barlow called an audible as 17-15. Liz Carpenter will serve now with a 2-point Robbinsville advantage. And a little bit of trouble at the net for Ella Matheson, junior Lady Jacket. Neck and neck. Hayesville worked its way back to a 14-14 tie. Robbinsville's pulled away now. Carpenter with an errant serve will end the streak. Riley Krieger will serve. Here on GramStarSports.com, we stream 5 Varsity Sports for Robbinsville all year long on a pay-per-view basis. So if you want to check us out and it's not a night that you're wanting to watch anything in particular, I guess as far as Robbinsville goes, we're here for most home games. Volleyball, football, basketball, baseball, and softball action throughout the year for Robbinsville Athletics. Melanie Brooms gets a squeaky, if you'll have it. Kill makes it 19-16. 19-17, I beg your pardon, here in set 1. And here's sophomore libero, Sari Waddy with a nice serve. Trout will bump it back to Giddens for the return. Block attempt by Mallory Peck, no good. Brooms with a big spike. She couldn't handle it. 20-17. Waddy again to serve. And how about an ace for Miss Waddy? Tammy Dills calls the first time out of the matchup. How about that? 21-17 is your score. We'll be back in just a moment on the Gramstar Sports Network. Back live from Robbinsville High School. It's 21-17. Lady Knights are on the Gramstar Sports Network. Robbinsville, Hayesville entangled in Smoky Mountain Conference action here tonight. Set by Hooper in the middle. Barlow spikes it, block. Goes out of bounds. Point goes to Robbinsville. 22-17. Lady Knights are peering at a set 1 victory here at the moment. That one out of bounds. Wachacha watched it all the way just to make sure. And the Lady Knights need just 2. Here in our opening set. And nobody paying attention up front. Waddy gets another ace. Brittany Jack cry off the ball literally for a moment. And it's set point for Robbinsville. Jack's pass goes to Peck. Good dive by Hooper to save it. Returned by Delaney Brooms. And that one flies into the stands. Jessica Gray failed to make the play, and onward we go. It's 24-18. Lily Trout to serve. Reception by Carpenter. Pass. Spike. Brooms was tired of playing, I believe, here in set one. Definitive kill will end it here in the opening stanza. It's 18-25 is how it goes. We'll be back in 3 on the Gramstar Sports Network. Back live, fans, from Robbinsville High School. Set 1 is in the record books, and it goes to Robbinsville 18-25 over the Hayesville Lady Jackets. We mentioned at the top of the broadcast that our middle school matchup went to 3 sets before we went live. JV was a 2-set matchup. We'll talk about that real quickly. Robbinsville Middle School suffered its first loss of the year today, falling to Hayesville in 3. Won the first set 14-25 and fell in the next 2 in succession, 25-20 and 15-13. In the JV matchup that finished up right before we went live, the Hayesville Lady Jackets swept all the way. It was 25-13, 25-15 over Robbinsville's JV Lady Knights. Set 2 on tap. Hayesville to serve. Brittany Jack is at the service line, as a matter of fact. And we're off and running. There you see Surrey Waddy on the reception, return by Delaney Brooms, and it goes out of bounds. And the first blood here in set 2 goes to Hayesville. Waddy pass. Wachacha with a fist will bump it back over for Robbinsville. Hayesville with the response. Thanks to Madison Moore and his 2-0 Lady Jackets. Brittany Jack still getting a chance to make a difference back there on the back row. Brooms leaps in from behind. Trout plays it off the ceiling. Reception by Brooms. How about that? Holy cow, Liz Carpenter with a miracle shot. That's all you can call something like that. 2-1. Lady Knights on the board here in set 2. Wachacha serves. Here's a tip in the middle from Madison Moore. And it's good. Hayesville takes a 3-1 lead here in our second set. Riley Krieger will fire it off for the Jackets. Hayesville 2-5 overall this year. Double touch will give it to Hayesville 4-1. Robbinsville 6-2 in the overall record books this season. Divisional play really began last week for the teams here in the conference. Obviously, the standings will shake out a little more evenly as we truck along through the schedule. Right now, Robbinsville 2-0, Hayesville 1-1. Carpenter will go back to the line to serve. Hayesville leading 4-2. Point goes back to the Jackets. Big spike by Delaney Brooms. Your score is 5-3. Again, service line. She all but served Robbinsville to victory in the last set. Took over and fired off some tough serves. Had an ace or two mixed in. And got the Lady Knights to set point. Pushed by Barlow at the last moment will make it 5-4. We're still working right now, fans, to find out if we can stream Friday's matchup from Allegheny. It's a long haul from Robbinsville, to say the very least. We may get deferred in favor of the NFHS network like we did this past Friday against Mountain Heritage. We'll have to see how that plays out. Ball exchange. The other one went errant. Always keep it back up on the scorer's table. Waddy will serve it in a 5-5 tie here in set 2. Hooper sets, brooms, punches. Point, Robbinsville. And the Lady Knights take the lead here in our second set. Block at the net. Takes care of that. And it's 7-5. And they're going to spear that one out. 7-6 is your score. As I said, fans, will be recapping it all in the Graham Star this week. Available on newsstands everywhere tomorrow afternoon. You'll see the best sports coverage around, plus news updates from all around the county. We'll tell you what happened at that Board of Alderman meeting we mentioned earlier today. We'll just tease you with this. It's back to the drawing board for the town of Robbinsville. Talk more about that in this week's edition. Spike by Brooms. And Jack has successfully defended. Hey, that Hayesville defense is flowing well at the moment. And you see the end result. Jackets tied up 7-7. Mallory Peck will be serving for the Lady Yellow Jackets. Brooms with a big kill that they can't defend. Advantage goes back to Robbinsville. Claire Barlow with a good serve. Barlow last Tuesday at Murphy had us all a bit worried. Had a couple of mid-game cramps in her leg earlier this year, and she busted her chin open on a dive here in Graham County, so she's taken quite a beating already this season. Tough athlete, 10-7 your score after the Hayesville infraction. Gotcha throws everybody off kilter. And boy, is Robbinsville in a groove right now. It's 11-7. Robbinsville took an 8-2 lead in set 1. Hayesville eventually thundered back on a 12-6 run to tie it up. Boy, Barlow with the skinniest ace of all. How about that? And it's a 5-point Lady Knight advantage here in set 2. There will be no youth football telecast this Saturday. Robbinsville is on its bye week, as a matter of fact. 12-8, and it'll be Jackets serve coming up here. It is Madison Graves that's going to be serving it up. Somewhere Kelly Graves, I'm sure, here in the gymnasium with us, snapping some high-quality photos. Ball returned. Hooper to Brooms. Well, that was a nice play. Wachacha really snuffed him out. Volleyball cooking up front right now, 13-8. And speaking of Brooms, the year-round volleyball enthusiasts shall head back to the service line, one of the 3 Lady Knights seniors this season. All 3 seniors, front row specialists. Tia Hall, of course, an outside hitter. Wachacha, a middle hitter. Brooms, an outside hitter, but she can play all over the floor, as is evident. Ren Hooper, a sophomore, pokes it back over for Robbinsville. Here's the set. Big spike by Aubrey Wachacha. 14-8 is your score here in set 2. They started the back row. Lily, Trout, and Graves tag team that one. Pass from Hooper. Tip by Carpenter. Jackets successfully get it back over on offense. Trout again with a good pass. This time it's Graves from the back. Nobody moved for Robbinsville. 14-9 is your score here in set number 2. And it's rotation time as Novi Dutcher will hit the court for the first time here tonight. How about that? Novi Dutcher, another one of those multi-sport athletes that Robbinsville seems to have an endless supply of. He's on the back row now. 14-9 your score. Dutcher with a dig. Wachacha with a spike. Boy, what a good play by Robbinsville. How about that? And Olivia Lewis will jog in to serve, watching Waddy get greeted by her teammates and coaches on the bench over there. They're having a good time. It's 15-9 in set 2. (15-10) your score. Dutcher hanging out on the back row still. We're talking to Brooms, getting some strategy. Senior to freshman, passing along some knowledge. Robbinsville is shorthanded this year, no doubt about that. Usually have 8 on their varsity roster, 7 on JV, and they're short a man each side tonight. That one just out of bounds. I mean, right over the line. And the Jackets have pulled it to 15-11 here in set 2. Brittany Jack's serve goes to Brooms. Catches her off kilter. She reels backwards. And it's 12-15. Late night set up in a 4-2 at the moment. Down to defend Miss Jack. Brooms again. Dutcher dives. It's off the wall. They can't play that. Good effort by everyone on the floor. But it was also a very good serve by Brittany Jack. And it's 13-15 here in set 2. Dutcher with a good reception. Nicely done. Here's Lachacha tip at the net. What a good read by Ella Matheson for the Lady Jackets. And we're going to have a timeout call by Katie Phillips, her first one of the bout as well. We'll be back in just a moment on the Gramstar Sports Network. (16-16) deadlock. Dive by Brooms, not enough. Good serve by Olivia Giddens. Hayesville is taking a 17-16 lead. Upper to Carpenter, and that's going to be out. Jackets are up by 2. Carpenter receives. Hooper to Brooms with a big spike to the back row. Both teams picking up the tempo here in set 2. Pushes all around. Tip by Carpenter. Hayesville will play it. Pass. Forearm from Matheson will keep it alive. Here's Tia Hall. And that skedaddles off of Madison's hand. Saved by the Jackets. Carpenter was playing back. Barlow drops it on the floor. Good work. Boy, Claire Barlow, wise beyond her years for sure up front. 18-17 here in set 2. Robbinsville student section has finally came to life. That's good to see. Battle is in it. Everybody on their feet. Barlow push. Jackets play on. Here's Ava Shook with the return. Brooms to Hooper. Back to Brooms. And Brooms having a little trouble keeping her footing. Carpenter with a forearm. Got it back over. My goodness. Here's Lenny Brooms. Double team block. No one calling the top of the net touches here tonight. My, oh my, what a heck of a volley that was. Robbinsville prevails at long last, and we're 18-18 on GramstarSports.com. An ace for Wales Carpenter. It's 19-18 advantage. Lady Knights. Waddy with a good dig on the back row. Here's Brooms off of Hooper's pass. And ball still alive. Madison Moore for the Jackets, and that one dropped. Boy, a slight moment of hesitation is all it takes. Be careful in this sport. It moves quick. Madison Moore to serve. 19 all on Gramstar Sports. Les Carpenter and Tia Hall both calling for it. Neither could get it in the direction they needed to. 2019. Lily Trout's a little dinged up over on the side. We haven't seen much of her tonight for Hayesville. Hope she's all right. It's an ace for Madison Moore. Katie Phillips will call a timeout. And we'll step aside and be back with you in just a short on the Grimstar Sports Network. Big Spike will take care of business. Robbinsville gets the point. It is 21-20. How about an ace for the Lady Knights? And Surrey Waddy gets another ace. Tammy Dills is not happy about that. She'll call a timeout for the Jackets here in set number 2. Back-to-back points out of the timeout causes the Jackets to have to rethink things. And we're in the closing breaths of set 2. It's 21-21 here on GrimstarSports.com. Jackets seem to have shook off anything they acquired along the way between Clay County and Graham. Any bus rush, Tuesday afternoon woes, whatever you want to call it, it's gone now. Both teams are locked and loaded. Well, Wachacha tried to give Waddy the ball back. She wasn't quite up on a vertical base just yet. And it's 22-21. Advantage Lady Jackets. Serving for Hayesville is going to be Raylan Taylor. Hooper push. There's Taylor. Tipped by Mallory Peck. Carpenter with a nice easy pass to Brooms. Back to the basics there if you'll have it. Hooper to Waddy to Brooms. And good coverage by Ava Shook. Point goes to the Knights. It's 22-22. Audrey Colvin is beaming with excitement over here to my left. Barlow serves. Room spike, and it's a definitive one. How about that? Nobody going to get a hold of that one. Claire Barlow set to serve again for Robbinsville here in set 2. Egg spike, Carpenter right there to greet it. Good work. Brooms trying for another devastating kill. Couldn't get the open spot on the floor she wanted. Here's Wachacha in the middle with a heavy shot. Hayesville scrambling. They'll save it. Good work. Hooper to Brooms with a tip. And Hayesville wasn't ready. Set point for Robbinsville. Claire Barlow calling for it. Calling her shot if you'll have it off camera. Tammy Dills wants to break the momentum before we can get there. We'll step aside with them on the Grimstar Sports Network.
I'm Ren Hooper, and you're watching GrimstarSports.com.
Thank you, Miss Ram. Back with you live from Robbinsville High School. It's set point for the Lady Knights in this very thrilling set number 2. Smoky Mountain Conference action on the airwaves with you tonight on GrimstarSports.com. Waddy sent that one into the stratosphere. Liz Carpenter dove for it. Good effort. But it's no dice. Tagging in for Ava Shook to serve will be Madison Graves. Robbinsville can still win it here. Got to get a 2-point victory at 25. We'll see what happens. Carpenter to Hooper. And the Lady Brooms again just set one into the recesses of the floorboards. It's going to be a 23-25 victory here in set 2. A little closer than set 1. And we'll step aside and rejoin you in 3 on the Gramstar Sports Network.
My name is Megan, and you're watching GramstarSports.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Robbinsville High School. Lady Knights lead this matchup 2-0. Boy, did the intensity pick up quick, fast, and in a hurry in set 2. After the Lady Knights picked up an 18-25 victory in set 1, they won set 2, had to earn it. And the finals outcome was 23-25. Lady Knights are looking for a sweep here tonight, of course, of the Lady Jackets. We hope to see all of you with us again here on the Gramstar Sports Network when we're back live at 6 p.m. on Thursday. It'll be Robbinsville and Murphy JV football. And Audrey Colvin, I'm sure, will be with us for camera work, right? Yeah, Audrey's all excited about that. Not sure about Friday, though. As we said, Allegheny is on tap, and at this very moment, we're not sure if that game's going to be on Gramstar Sports or not. What we do know is Audrey Colvin keeps messing up our hard camera. We do know that, so quit messing it up. We have a very fickle wire, we'll just put it that way. Lady Knights back on the floor, up 2-0 in the contest. You see them right here below us. Lady Jackets are looking to make an appearance out here in just a moment. Lily Trout's right ankle looks to be a little worse for the wear. She's trying to get that checked on. They're going to actually rally around her on the bench to get to 1, 2, 3 and back on the floor. Audrey Colvin forgetting we're in North Carolina where they do 3 out of 5. At Varsity. Have you ever met anyone so enthusiastic about covering sports in your life than Audrey Colvin? Aubrey Rachacha, senior for the Lady Knights, back at the service line. And she'll get us jump-started here in the final stanza of tonight's game. We hope, anyway, for Robbinsville. If you're a Hayesville Lady Jacket, you got some work to do. It's not impossible, but it's a tough, tall task to come back from a 2-0 deficit. Robbinsville did it earlier this year against Asheville High School in the second matchup of the season, and we had it here on Gramstar Sports, of course, for you. Opening point, however, goes to Hayesville. It's 1-0. Brittany Jack will check in to serve. Ava Shook will have a seat. And we'll see what Jack can offer up here in the first set. Carpenter to Hooper. Hooper trying a quick little push up front. No dice. 2-0 Hayesville. Heavy shot across. Brooms to Hooper. Carpenter jumps for the spike. Blocked definitively by Ella Matheson and Madison Moore for the Jackets. It's 3-0 Hayesville here in our third set. Amy Dill is obviously very happy with the proceedings so far. Here's Jack's serve. It hits the floor. Nobody gets it. 4-0 Hayesville. And finally, Robbinsville on the board, 4-1 here in set number 3. Liz Carpenter will serve it up. And it goes into the net. Well, sometimes these bugs hit, folks, in the middle of a match. Robbinsville was up 2-0, still up 2-0, obviously, in the contest. Things just are not going the Lady Knights' way here in the early going of set 3. Carpenter sets. Here's Brooms. Hitting the ball so fast, I'm pretty sure it disintegrated. 5-2 here in set 3. Sophomore Surrey Waddy will hammer off the next volley on the Grand Star Sports Network. Waddy, a wonderful young lady. Great to have her with us. She is a Swain County byproduct with us now here in Robbinsville and joined the ranks in the offseason last year and just made herself right at home in volleyball, basketball, and softball, the latter being her go-to sport. She's just a great all-around athlete. The Jackets are up 7-2. I don't know if I could have predicted that one here in set 3. But these first 2 sets have been competitive. Pass. Here's Carpenter. And a nice push by Brooms. Good read. And it's 7-3 as Claire Barlow heads back to serve. Trout. Good effort. Couldn't get there. It's an ace for the junior from Lower Tuskegee. Last year I introduced her as being from the deepest, darkest parts of Lower Tuskegee. That's not really an existent place. Fontana Lake, maybe. Mallory Peck and Aubrey Wachacha get into it up front. Robbinsville plays it on. Brooms. We'll get it back over as will Peck. Here's Brooms again. She beats the block. Good work. Peck and Ella Madison tried their best there. Ella Matheson, 7-5 here in set 3. Push from the back row. Here's Brooms. Heavy hitter. The Lady Brooms. 4-0 run right now for the Lady Knights with Claire Barlow at the service line. Robbinsville's fortunes almost reversed here. 7-6. Well, Miss Barlow, you can call me for the jinx. Sorry about that. 8-6. Checking in to serve is going to be Raylan Taylor for Hayesville here in set 3. Good push by Aubrey Wachacha. 8-7. And Delaney Brooms now goes back to serve. Close set once again. As it's really been all night, there's been a few spurts here and there where the teams have taken a lead. That went off the rafters, a little Plinko action in your life, and Robbinsville couldn't play it. It's 9-7, Hayesville. Wachacha with a big spike. Trout tried to handle it, but couldn't get all of it. It goes off kilter. Hayesville still up by 1, maintaining that advantage. Waddy and Ren Hooper off the floor. Taking a breather. Olivia Lewis will check in to serve. And that will go out. And once again, Hayesville with a 2-point lead. Lily Trout here in set 3 will be the next in line to fire the shot off for the Jackets. Wachacha off the pass. Upper to Wachacha. Good communication on both sides of the net right now. And that time it'll pay off for Robbinsville. 10-9 is your score here in set 3. Wachacha back to serve. Still a 1-point Hayesville lead. Not anymore. Another ace for Aubrey Wachacha. 10-10 is your score. Almost had another one. Good dive by Trout. Saves it. Hooper tip by Tia Hall. That was a good idea. And eventually it paid off. Robbinsville's taking the lead. Hayesville not making life easy tonight. Robbinsville's third conference matchup of the season. That one tried to tweak over the net. No dice. 11-11. Make a wish here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Jack in, shook off. Here's Barlow with a big shot in the middle. Jack played it nicely. Trout to the left side. Ella Madison immediately denied by Claire Barlow. 12-11. Robbinsville back out front. Les Carpenter with a soft serve over the net. Trout. And the spike attempt by Briley Krieger will go awry. Lady Knights up by 2. And that one drops. How about an ace for Liz Carpenter? 14-11 is going to be your score here on GramstarSports.com. Game, finally, volley, I should say, goes to Robbinsville. Boy, are the Lady Knights fired up right now or what? We'll be right back on GramstarSports.com. It's 15-11. We figured we'd just let the student section rumble play out as we're back live. 15-11 on GramstarSports.com. Lady Brooms with an excuse me shot there. Made it 16-11 here in set 3. Has trouble. Jack will play it on the sideline. Return nicely done by Madison Moore. Upper pass. Brooms from the middle. Baby, that fell in. What about that accuracy by Delaney Brooms? And it's like a young fan from Warren, North Carolina, making the retrieval for us. And the good run comes to an end. Carpenter was on fire there at service line. It's 12-17. Robbinsville still up by 5. As Briley Krieger preps to serve. Here's Brooms. Fans, there's no other way to say it. Delaney Brooms is locked and loaded right now on GramstarSports.com. Robbinsville up by 6 at the moment. Surrey, Waddy with a line drive. Packs a punch to say the very least. And packs a dig as well. How about that? Barlow push. Hayesville plays it on. Brittany Jack gets it back over for the Lady Jackets. Can we please keep Claire Barlow from getting injured in one matchup? I'm begging you. No blood, thank goodness. Barlow is okay, we're being told. Jeez. Barlow a punching bag this year, my goodness. Aubrey Wachacha, I guess, has got it in for her. I don't know what's going on. 18-13 now with number 35, Madison Moore, serving for the Lady Jackets. Hooper to Barlow. That's the way to make an impact. How about that kill for the junior middle hitter? And Barlow, still conscious, will serve for Robbinsville. Boy, that one fell in no man's land. Give Ren Hooper her props to even get to that ball. That was an awkward return, but hey, it worked out for Hayesville. Jackets down by 5, however. Robbinsville is trying to put the finishing touches on a sweep here tonight. They're still talking about Claire Barlow's run-in just a moment ago with the ball. 14-19 is your score here in set 3. Sadly, folks, they have not called the net shot all night. I don't think they're going to start now. It's 15-19. Robbinsville wanted the call. They won't get it. Braylon Taylor will serve on for the Jackets. Waddy to Hooper. Boy, that was an awkward return. Hooper again trying to be everywhere and doing a fine job of it. That was a tough one to get to. 16-19. Delaney Brooms is trying to put a dent in the new floor here at Robbinsville High School. It's only a year and change old. 5 to go for the Jackets. If Delaney Brooms doesn't kill all the balls in the gymnasium first, that is to be determined. Carpenter for the big spike. And it goes out. 17-20 now. Your score. Olivia Giddens serving for the Jackets. And it's a service error. It will go into the net. And here's Olivia Lewis checking in to serve. Over on the other side of the net, Madison Graves in, Olivia Giddens out. And Lewis's serve will go out, so back-to-back service errors. Robbinsville still up by 3. Hayesville's diminutive libero at the service line. The 5'1" Lily Trout. But what an athlete Miss Trout is. Here's Carpenter off of Wachacha's pass. What a dig by Brooms. Lewis saved it. Carpenter returns it. Good work by Robbinsville. Lewis, Brooms, Carpenter. Back over to the Lady Jackets. And Madison hit it a little too hard. Excuse me, that was Madison Graves on the return. Robbinsville needs just 3 to close out the sweep. And before we can get there, Novi Dutcher is going to check in and get a serve in her first varsity matchup ever. Freshman Novi Dutcher. And it's a good one, Lily Trout. Plays on the back row. Returned by Hayesville. How about Dutcher with a set? And they're going to call an illegal touch by Dutcher. Well, only way to get better, I guess, is get in the game. 19-22 your score. Brittany Jack and Ava Shook trading spots. Hayesville is still battling. Down by 3 here in set 3. Down by 2 here in set 3. How about an ace for Brittany Jack right off the bench? Katie Phillips is going to try to get her Lady Knights under control. We'll be right back on the Gramstar Sports Network.
I'm Aubrey with Top 10. You're watching GramstarSports.com.
Aubrey with Cha-Cha, Delaney Brooms, and all the Hee-Haw gang having a fun time up at the net tonight. Robbinsville up 2-0 in this contest and 3 points away from finishing off a sweep here tonight in Graham County as Robbinsville, Hayesville volleyball that you've been enjoying here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Make sure you pick up our core product, the Gramstar, available on newsstands everywhere each and every Wednesday afternoon. Gramstar has been Graham County's hometown newspaper since June the 24th, 1955. Jack with a set. And that one threw Barlow for a loop. And oh, look now, Hayesville's cut it to a 1-point deficit here in set 3. Things are going to be interesting down the stretch here for Robbinsville and Hayesville. It was said Lady Knights seeking a sweep. Lady Jackets sweeping a rally, or seeking a rally, excuse me. Roy, what in the world just happened there? Liz Carpenter with some voodoo to get the ball back over the net. What in the crowd? Excuse me, that was amazing. Carpenter pulled off a miracle there. Hayesville played it, much to their credit, and got the point. Carpenter and Barlow couldn't get on the same page up front. Barlow sent it out. We're tied up 22 each. Pass from Hooper. Broom spikes it. And they can't get there. Krieger just under it. 2 to go for Robbinsville. And the block attempt by Matheson and Moore goes awry. Dills calls a very smart timeout here in the late moments of set number 3. Back with you for what we hope to be set in match point, 24-22. Big push. Waddy lets it go on the back row. Here's Hooper with the return up front. Point goes to Hayesville. Oh, my. Brawley Krieger trying to keep it alive in this matchup. Here's Waddy. Carpenter to Brooms. Well, Brooms has recorded every final point of the matchup here tonight. And Robbinsville has recorded a sweep over to Hayesville. Lady Jackets final set scores 18-25, 23-25, and once again, 23-25. Robbinsville improves to 7-2 on the year. Undefeated 3-0 in conference play. The Hayesville Lady Jackets now 2-6 overall and 1-2 in the Smoky Mountain Conference.